Deuces.
What are we doing?
We are driving in hell because
Because why?
the traffic is so thick that the drivers that are supposed to be in the fast lane are going slower than their regulation tells them to because they're a bunch of fucktards.
Fucktards.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, I have a question.
All right.
Why are we in traffic and why are we traveling?
Because we're going to visit Christopher, Brittany, and Little Bit.
Uh-huh.
And then we are going to go and visit my father in North Carolina. Both of them live in North Carolina, so we are headed to North Carolina.
Yeah. So, you kind of sprung this on me this week.
Yes.
And why do you think you did that?
So you could go see your granddaughter and just get away a little bit to give you a refresher.
Yeah.
Because you have not been feeling very well for the last month, I guess. And I think you need a little break and just get out and do something different and maybe you'll feel better.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. I
Well,
love that.
Sometimes it can be a problem when you're driving with a bunch of fucktards who do not know how to drive. But other than that, when we get to our destination, it'll be, I'm sure, a lot better.
Yeah.
It'll be a good weekend, and we can go back to work next week, rejuvenated, hopefully.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you doing this because I think that you're just really intuitive and you kind of know me really well and you do your best to kind of do things for me or be there for me.
Thank you. I try to.
Absolutely.
But, you know, you have not been feeling good. We still don't know exactly what's going on. You're losing your energy faster than you should. So you've got 2 appointments in this month, the end of this month. So hopefully we can get an answer on what's going on with it.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be good. I mean, most of these appointments are for elimination, not for diagnosis. So that's good.
Yeah, it is good. And, you know, just to find out what is going on, just to find out if there's a problem, then we can face it and try to fix it.
Right.
But not knowing is part of the problem. You know?
I agree. You know, I started with the B12 supplement, so hopefully that will help my B12 and that'll help with some of the fatigue.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to talk about is like, so we were in our late 40s when we met.
Yes.
Almost 7 years ago.
Oh, yes.
It feels longer, but that's not a bad thing, right?
No comment.
You silly goose. But what? And we were both coming off of long-term relationships and dipping back into the dating pool, and
Yes.
it was an interesting time for a little bit, but we found our way.
Yes, we have.
So, you know, in any relationship, there's one like cornerstone, whether it's a, you know, relationship that where you have a partner, or a work relationship, you know, or friendship or whatnot. What would you say is our cornerstone?
Communications.
Communication.
We are able to communicate. You cannot be in a relationship and not communicate with each other. I don't care if it's good or bad, you still need to communicate.
Right.
I cannot guess what you're thinking in your mind And you cannot guess what I'm thinking in my mind, so we need to be able to communicate.
And what do you think about our communication skills?
I think our communication's great. We've worked on it. You've been better at it than I have, but I've worked on it. And I think that I've gotten a lot better because I realized that we need to do it.
Well, I mean, I think you're a great communicator.
Well, I'm a great yeller. I can yell quite a bit.
You do not really yell, though.
I'm getting ready to yell at this son of a bitch in front of me that's driving like grandma and needs to move faster. That's communicating.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, as far as you and I.
Well, excuse me. Communicate. So all kidding aside, the one thing that I could tell young couples is you need to be friends. The base needs to be friendship first. That you actually like being around each other, believe it or not. Some people don't.
Yeah, I can understand that.
You need to be able to communicate with each other and trust. You need to be able to trust each other. You don't want to be sitting there thinking, oh my God, what is he doing? He's not home at 5 o'clock. He could be out doing something that he ain't supposed to be doing. That should never cross your mind unless given background or past or whatever you want to say.
But I think you're right. I think when I do communicate well, but I have to ruminate. I'm like a crock pot when it comes to communicating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my meat's got to be real tender before I let it out.
It's different. You know, our parents' generation, even our grandparents' generation, they stayed together for a long period of time. So what was so different about their period of time and our period of time? Not even our period of time as much as maybe our children's period of time.
Right. Because I think as you look at generations, you know, like what you're talking about, we are the last generation that did not have technology in our childhood or adolescence.
That's right. I mean, we actually had to do stuff to have fun. We actually had to talk to people when we went into the bank or something.
Right.
And believe it or not, that's a big important thing to have, is to be able to communicate like I talked about.
Yeah.
There are people out there that, like you said, have grown up without being able to go to not going to the bank and talking to somebody, taking their paycheck, having it direct deposited, going online, doing everything.
Right.
And that has its place too, don't get me wrong. But, excuse me, we need to be able to communicate. That's the basis. It comes down to that, in my opinion.
No, agree. And like, there's so many things that we can do digitally or through the internet. But like, one of the things that we have to do is I have to go by the bank.
We're in South Carolina, bunch of jackasses. That's like, you know, South Carolina is like a wart on the turd of humanity.
Okay.
No, on the wart on the ass. There
are a lot of people that are from South Carolina.
Well, that's good for them. To me, it's like, you know, wiping your ass and having a piece of poop still stuck to it. That's South Carolina.
Okay. That's a little harsh.
For all you people that live in South Carolina, I'm sure you're terrific. But your people who do your roadways are a bunch of, you know, ass hats. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. The infrastructure is not very supportive on I-95.
Yeah, you need to cut that part out with some of that shit needs to be cut out. But anyway, communication is the key. I think this young generation.
Well, you know, it's interesting. So I was watching. There's this couple that I watch on Facebook and they're on YouTube, but they are millennials. And when I think about it, and they have 3 kids and they're expecting their 4th kid. They're professionals. You know, one is an attorney. I think another is a teacher or something. And so they're like early 30s, early to mid 30s. And so they are the older side of our millennials. And then, of course, we've got everything to, like Eloise's age, and I don't even know what her generation is, but...
Technology is great. You know, things have gotten more expensive. That's why our grandparents, a lot of times, one parent stayed home, one could go to work. Things were less expensive, cheaper. Things have gotten crazy expensive now with the economy, and that's been going on for a while. So it comes down now that both parents, most of the time have to work unless you have money of some kind or whatever. But to make ends meet nowadays, both parents have to work, and then you make it work the way it has to.
Yeah.
But still, at the bottom of that is communication. They have to communicate with each other, right?
Right.
Who's going to pick up the kids and all that mess? If you don't communicate, for heaven's sakes, you may leave your kids sitting at school or something else. So,
right. And, you know, that may be, well, some people may think that's a joke, but that's the reality.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, because...
we watch it, we see it on the television.
Yep.
We hear about it on the news.
Yep.
People forget their children.
All the time.
Leave them sitting at school or wherever. They're so busy and they're on the go so fast that they forget what the hell they're doing.
I mean, and even now, like in Mama's car, when you turn off the car, there is a sensor. If there's anything in the back seat, it tells you to check the back seat, because there have been so many children that have been left in cars.
We should never have a sensor or need of a sensor to tell us that we have a kid in the back seat. Give me a fucking break. If you do, then you ain't much of a parent. I'm sorry, I call you out on that. You ain't much of a parent. If you need a sensor to tell you that you got a kid in the back, you know, that's, to me, that's ridiculous.
And it's
now,
just...
forgive me, I'm going to smoke. If you don't like it, turn the channel. See you later. Have a fun day.
I mean, I think that is a valid point, and I think what the foundation of your point is that we are so reliant on technology that we become desensitized.
Absolutely.
And so we get caught up in everything rather than the cornerstone of communication. And we don't have, we're so busy and we have forgotten how to just breathe and take a minute and to gather ourselves.
And that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're breathing and taking a minute and going to have a weekend off.
Exactly. And we will, you know, and it's not necessarily the amount of time we get to spend, it's the time that we do spend.
It's the quality and over the quantity.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. And, you know, making those memories.
Yeah.
So, cornerstone, you think the cornerstone of all relationships is effective communication, because you can talk all you want all damn day, but you don't always get your message across.
Agreed, yes. There's a difference between talking to a person and talking at a person.
Absolutely.
Okay? And if I'm talking to you and you're talking to me and we're having a conversation, that's a huge win-win for us.
Right.
If I'm talking at you and just blowing smoke up your ass, and I think you can tell the difference. I think a couple can tell, one can tell the difference, in my opinion.
Right.
You can tell when I'm trying to shoot smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think the communication has to be the right kind.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, I'm excited about the weekend. I'm excited. We're going to get some things done that we needed to get done, but it's also a break,
Yeah.
you know, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah, me too.
No.
And I'll say a shout out to Zach Rushing. Shit.
Oh, we'll have to tag him in the video.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, love. I'm going to finish driving.
Okay. I love you, and
Love
thank
you.
you so much.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.